What's up, guys? It's Nick here, and yes, it's finally here. The Black Ops 2 Uprising DLC trailer is finally here. Now, as always, it starts off with some multiplayer stuff. The maps look really cool, so I encourage you to go to the video, which is linked down below, and watch all the multiplayer stuff there. However, in this video, I'm going to focus mostly on zombies, because really, that's what matters to me, and I think that's what matters to you guys. So let's go ahead here and skip forward. So the first shot we get here of zombies is actually the camera zooming in on this seemingly important zombie. It looks like possibly a warden of the prison, so it could be a boss zombie, something like that. It zooms in on him in what looks to be a cutscene, and we'll get back more into that later, but this zombie's definitely going to be important, I think, and we need to keep our eyes open on him. So that was a shot there going through the cell block here. You can see a hanging guy up top there, and also there's two levels of cells. The upper right side there has barbed wire going on, so it's almost like this place has kind of become a settlement. You know, this prison hasn't been active for very long. This is again another shot of the cell block. Looks like those steps down there, you can go up and down between levels to get around the map, and you know, maybe there'll be blockage blocking there that you have to buy to get through, something like that. This is going down a set of stairs out into the side, which I think is possibly the starting room. There on the left you can see a table, a skull surrounded by candles, and also a weapon on the wall to the right in the background, right there on the right. So that's interesting.
We wanted to take.
Now, an interesting thing here to point out is this is Jason Blundell. He's the executive producer of the game itself, so he typically works on campaign. And there's no sign of Jimmy Zielinski or Reza Al Ghazi or any of the typical people we see, so I'm not necessarily sure where the zombies team is. I'm sure they had involvement on this map, but it looks like it's being produced overall by the single-player team.
Take the story somewhere new and change the.
Now, interestingly enough, this is a motion capture session that they've done, what looks like for a cutscene for the beginning of this map, and we'll go to another shot of it actually in the game here in a second. But to see them actually recording mocap for zombies is pretty cool.
Vibe. We're embracing this idea of horror thriller.
So here is the motion capture thing in-game in what is presumably a cutscene that we'll see at the beginning of the map. This is a guy in his cell getting attacked by zombies, so this could be, you know, when the outbreak first happened, something along those lines. I love me some zombies cutscenes, and I can't wait to see how this one turns out.
Alcatraz.
So what you see here is this big beam of light, and, you know, that could be the mystery box, although it's not necessarily the same color as the mystery box typically is, and we'll see that in a little bit. So it could be a new weapon, new enemy, new anything really, but it's definitely something to take note of. Now, this is outside the prison itself here. You can see these lights turning on, and the poles are surrounded by barbed wire, and so is the prison, so it's still a very hostile environment.
Alcatraz has had so many different incarnations. We can start playing.
Now, this shot's here pretty interesting, because you get a good look at the scale of this map overall. You have the foreground, which definitely looks like something you can walk on. This pier that's going up to the two red cranes on the right side, that's, you know, you would lift boats down into the water to leave the island and come back. There's a water tower in the rear on the right, but let's zoom in to the top left here. When we do that, we can get a better look at two very important things here. I think one is on the right, you see this red, orangish pillar of light going through the sky, and also something like an explosion, a fire effect below it. Very, very interesting to see that type of color there where everything else is drab and dreary. Also on the right, you can see the lighthouse there, which will definitely, I think, play a part into this map's Easter egg. You know, we have the continuing theme of towers and taking over the towers, so we'll probably have to do the same with that lighthouse.
The history there.
This is once again another shot of the environment, and that's one of the big things I love about this trailer, is just the environment looks amazing. It really sets the mood of the map, and that's something that I really look forward to.
So you've got like the 1920s going into the.
This here is two interesting things. This is the Tommy gun right there that the character that this shot is from is actually holding, reloading. It's a completely new model, so it's not recycled from World at War, Black Ops, anything like that. And then also on the wall to the left, So right behind here where you see the other character using a Tommy gun, you see these shapes on the wall, and those aren't just any old, paint fading off and cracking off pattern. I think that there's something written there, possibly in the old Illuminati Bavarian code from World at War, something in another language, but, that combination of shapes and stuff, that doesn't just randomly happen. Unless they're trying to illustrate that maybe someone went crazy in this area that they're in, maybe it's a cell they're in, something like that, but it's still very interesting to see that on the wall.
1930s, got the Prohibition area coming in there, so that then breeds certain characters that you only see in that time period. That's what led us to getting guys like Ray Liotta.
So we actually have a full list of all the characters and, who their actors are in the game. So the first one up is Billy Handsome, played by Ray Liotta, who's probably the biggest name out of all of them. So this here is extremely interesting. This is actually the LSAT being used by Ray Liotta, and then back there on the left you can see a brand new type of enemy. And also in this clip you hear a new type of audio for what this enemy probably sounds like. So this is a brand new type of enemy here, and it kind of looks like a dog, but it's kind of like has a mane, like a lion, a mane of fire, and its eyes are fire and its mouth is fire. It looks absolutely amazing, amazingly detailed, and I can't wait to see what it becomes. But there is a sound effect that plays during this clip that's probably a sound that this enemy emits. Maybe it's something that you use to know when it's near, something like that. So I'm going to play that a couple times. And here's our second character, Sal DeLuca, played by Chaz Palminteri, and he actually has an Uzi as his weapon, which is pretty damn cool. Here's our third character, Al the Weasel Arlington, played by Joe Pantoliano.
And Michael Madsen. Those characters make this model.
And our last character here is Michael Finn O'Leary, played by Michael Madsen. And an interesting thing to point out here is that he's actually in the prison outfit, whereas some were in civilian clothes. So, some of these guys may be prisoners, some of them may be people who've come to break them out. Maybe they tried to help them break each other out, and the zombies messed that plan up, something like that. But I think that this guy was definitely a prisoner. He's also covered in a crap load of blood, which looks really awesome.
Here's a DLC package that multiplayer fans are really going to enjoy, with 4 very diverse, unique locales, each with their own gameplay-centric style. And Mob of the Dead. This
here's another shot of the exterior. You've got this guard tower here in the forefront, and there's actually bodies hanging by their feet, hanging by their heads. They're wrapped up in fabric. It's very, it adds to a very, very creepy atmosphere. And the lights here, I think that those lights will probably flicker on and off, which would be really cool. Then this shot here also shows a lot of bodies hanging up. Once again, adding to the creepy atmosphere, but also there's got to be a reason for this, and I hope, I look forward to finding out why there's bodies everywhere, what happened here that made this happen. So that's about it for the trailer itself, but then there's also this. This is actually taken from within the trailer. This is a very quick flash right when he says, "So we went to Alcatraz," and right when it flashes, if you go frame by frame, you can actually find this. It's a very, very interesting picture of what looks to be some type of old elevator, maybe, evidenced by the buttons on the back there, but there's blood everywhere, all over the place in this room. There's a teddy bear in the center. It looks very real, too. It almost looks like this was a picture of an elevator that someone took, and then they put a teddy bear there. Is it in the map? It's very interesting, and there's going to be a lot of research done into what this specifically means. Maybe it's just a hint towards the music Easter egg. Maybe this is a teddy bear location. It could be just about anything, but the fact it's there for a very, very, very short amount of time is very interesting.
And this is one of the most diverse DLC packages you've seen yet from Treyarch.
And that is it for the first look at Uprising trailer. I cannot wait for this map. I'm excited beyond belief. If you guys enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like on the video. I love doing this stuff. Hopefully I pointed some things out to you guys, and I love looking at this type of stuff. I can't wait to play this map. It looks amazing. I'll keep you guys up to date on the road to the map pack, and I'll see you then.